All right, adventure friends, we got a barky dog in the background, so you might hear that, but it's about 8 o'clock at night on Thursday evening, and we're trying to get this done, so we're going to go ahead and do this while we can. We want to ride the next 3 days. We got the threads out of the spark plug. We got the spark plug in. That did help, and it was time to replace the spark plugs, but we have more problems than that. So what we're going to do now is take a look at the engine codes. This is a 2012 Harley Twin Cam 103. And pretty much for all your engine codes, what you're going to do is you're going to press your trip meter. Mine is right there. Yours might be somewhere else. But while you press that, you're going to turn your ignition switch. And that's my ignition switch. I'm probably going to have to put the phone down for 1 second. We'll see what we can do here. Okay, it's doing a check, and you can see it's got diagnostics on the dash there. So we're going to press it, and each of those numbers represents a different module or system on the bike. So we're going to go to P, and we'll hold it down, and that shows us our code. We have a P0118. And what that is your engine temperature sensor. So we're going to replace that. If you wanted to, you would hold down your button again, and it will end that one. And then you press it, and then it'll take you to your next. You can see how the next one's blinking there. And you can do that one all the way through. And if you hold it and release it, didn't hold it long enough, it'll show you that one has none. Then you hold it, go to the last one, that one has none. So the only one I have is that first one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn that off. That's the code. And to get to the sensor, I've taken the horn off, and I've bungee strapped it sort of out of the way. And then between the mount for the horn and your fuel line here, right in there, let me grab a light, that's where your sensor is. So I've already pulled the cover back a little bit, and now I'm going to try to get a screwdriver blade in there and release that connector, and then I'll take a 19 millimeter deep. Might need an extension, I don't know, but we'll do that to try to get that sensor off. Used a 13 millimeter right there to get the horn off. And we'll see if we can get this off, and we'll check back in. All right, this got interesting. So I had to do a 19 millimeter, and then I had to do a 3/8 to a 1/4 adapter. And then I needed to do that because the only universal joint I have is a 1/4. So then I have the 1/4 universal joint. And then I had to do a 1/4 back to a 3/8 adapter. And then about a 3-inch 3/8 extension. And then a 3/8 ratchet. That is a very odd angle, but we did break it loose and we are progressing. But that is very difficult to get to. I tried to ratcheting wrenches, I tried all sorts of different combinations, but I think you're going to have a universal joint to be able to make that turn between the cylinders and get to it. Okay, so this is the new one. This end will plug into the head, and that's right there is what you're getting your 19 millimeter onto, and that's what your electrical plug is going to plug into. And this is your part number 32446-99 engine temperature sensor. Okay, so you can see we got the old one out. The old one's the first one there. The new one's the back one. So we did get it out, and we'll proceed from here. Okay, right here is the connector you're going to have to put back onto it. Let me see if I can put a little light on. Oh, there you go. That's the connector you're trying to put back onto it, onto the sensor. So we got the sensor in. We're going to try to connect that. Before I forget, credit to John Maxwell. It was his video that I watched on learning how to read the codes. And This is the setup that I had to use to get it out. So you got a 19 millimeter. I had to do an adapter because the only universal joint I have is 1/4 inch. So I had to do a reducer from 3/8 to 1/4, then use my 1/4 inch universal joint, and then do an adapter from 1/4 to 3/8, and then had to do a little extension, about a 3-inch extension, and then the ratchet. So if I were going to do this again, I would go buy a 3/8 universal joint, because if I did that, I could take out my 2 adapters, and that would have saved me a lot of room. So I would definitely do it that way. All right, so we folded the little rubber grommet back to expose more of the connector, and we're going to give that a shot. All right, adventure friends, we got her connected. We're gonna give her a shot. So we haven't cleared the code yet. Say the code isn't cleared, so it'll still show, but we're gonna give her a shot. Sounds good.